Happy New Year, everybody. I took a little time off over the holidays and because I am working on this big kind of a farm journal one, and I sort of hit a few roadblocks in it. There were things I wanted to do and I hadn't quite figured out how I wanted to do that. So I just thought, well, I should have some fun. So I took some time off and just got out my jelly plate and did a bunch of jelly prints, and I used the magazine resist technique and did some stencils with spray inks and just had a lot of fun playing with some color. And so I decided to bind them together and make kind of a tall traveler's type notebook. This one is actually fairly tall. It's 10.5 inches by 4.25 this way. So if you like that tall, skinny format, this is a good one. And so I put a charm on the closure, and the charm consists of 3 little things. A gold key, of course. So I love little keys. And this little medallion thing, which I have had in my stuff for a long time. It says hope, not very well stamped in there, but I kind of like it. It's kind of like we have hope for 2021. And then I found this pendant on the street. It had been run over by a car, but you know what? It's so pretty and it still works. I believe it's marcasite, I'm guessing, but it looks a lot like other marcasite things I have seen. And it does open, which is kind of cool. So inside I put this little tiny circle I cut from a stamp with Mahatma Gandhi on it. So I thought that went nicely in there, and it kind of goes with this color. But anyway, just a kind of a neat little pendant. See? Looks like marcasite. And then they are all hanging from this button, which is it came from a jar of buttons I got somewhere. That is, I thought it was a griffin at first, but it doesn't have wings. So I think it's a key thong. I looked it up. A key thong is like a griffin, but without wings. Some people pronounce it key thong or key tong. It's spelled Keythong. So anyway, that's what that is. I believe that's an antique button. And so that button is holding this little loop here, which it's actually not that hard to open. There we go. And so this is just on a ball chain, which could definitely be, undone. There's a fastener thing there. So that's sewed on there. So the cover is fabric. We have Libra and Aquarius. And of course there are the twins, Gemini. And then on this side there's Virgo and Capricorn and Taurus. And didn't have room for all of the zodiac signs because just wouldn't fit on here, but I have a lot of them. So on the inside, I folded it over and made a pocket. This is some kind of a trim that I have. Actually, the base of it is a file folder, but on the inside, I have fabric also that I think I jelly printed. Yeah, that's got jelly print on it also. Or maybe spray ink, I can't remember. So this makes a little pocket. And inside is this gorgeous postcard from the Multnomah Hotel in Portland, Oregon. I used to live in Portland. I don't know that this hotel is still standing because this postcard is from 1918. So it's kind of one of those long, skinny ones though, which I think are very cool. I don't have very many of these, only a couple. And so then inside, just lots of pages of jelly print. This actually is from a stencil I made myself. And using the magazine resist technique, I did that one. And then, I just like to use like metallic paints, get some gold in there. This is actually a figure I cut from a magazine and made into a stencil. And that's spray ink on there, also spray ink. Here's another magazine resist image, but this one didn't come out real good. It's okay. And then this is actually a stamp I made myself here. I just cut out the pieces of fun foam and glued them onto a piece of cardboard. And another one of my with my homemade stencil. This is part of a magazine resist jelly print. And here I just was trying some different techniques. Just love the textures and stuff on these papers. I have a lot of different tools I can use to make texture. Here's another magazine resist. And you can see that person pretty clearly. So backgrounds, I do a texture thing, something with texture on the background, then I do the image on top. So that's magazine resist also. That's spray ink. This is a stencil I made myself. And this also is a stencil I cut out from an image from a magazine. As you can see, magazine resist image there. Some more stencils I made myself. This was also a magazine resist here in the center, which I thought came out pretty cool. Oh, that's quite a hat. I just love to use the jelly plate. I've had mine for maybe 5 or 6 years, and every now and then I just feel like getting it out and having some play time with it. It's another stencil I made. So you could see that one came out pretty good. Magazine resist there. And I just really like having these little grungy bits around the edges. I think it just adds a lot more texture and interest. This is part of a magazine resist image. That's just the legs. And there's one that came out pretty good too. You can see that has some gold metallic on there. And so then there is also a pocket in the back, and it has another postcard. This is just one of those kind of art gallery postcards. So this one has some kind of a mechanical drinking device here, where the liquid goes down this little tube. And I'm not sure exactly how this all is supposed to work, but then it has these two guys that are pouring for each other. So anyway, kind of an interesting postcard. Okay, so, and there it is. So the closure on this, I just like to just take it and, grab it by the chain here, pull it over the button, take it by the chain, pull it off. It's pretty easy. It makes a nice snug closure, and lots of writing space for your new year. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll be back when I finally finish that farm journal.